is Accordion Cool, because that's what the sign says, and I'm Coach Dave because I remembered that. And no, that is not an accordion on steroids. That is an electric piano, and the gentleman behind that electric piano is Michael Leidig.
Nice to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. Now, I met Michael under not the greatest circumstances. Late last spring, I decided it'd be fun to break my leg, and I was in a rehab facility, and there was Michael playing piano. So we chatted, and I says, Michael, you got to come on Accordion Cool. He says, what? And I said, no. So, a lot of money, changed hands and arm twisting. So, Michael, tell us a little bit about Michael.
Well, thank you very much for having me. And you look great, by the way. It was very different seeing you in that facility, but I remember our conversation. You were really kind and appreciated my people say, Michael, you play in a unique way, and I think each of us does. But yes, I definitely, when I was playing music, you were kind and complimentary, and you saw what I was trying to do with my mashups. So I like to blend a couple of pieces together typically. So I'll do that a couple times today, but that's sort of what I'm known for doing, is taking different
and where
music.
does Michael come from?
I live in Dedham, and so.
For those of you watching in Australia, see, if you look at the map of the United States, way up in the corner there's a sign with a little hook on it. Okay, that's Massachusetts, where we are. Now, the town that we're in now is about, 15 miles south of Dedham?
Yeah, it's 40 minutes.
That's where Michael lives, so he's a local fellow, so to speak.
I am. People say it's a strange name when I say Dedham.
Yeah.
It's like, what did you just say?
Yeah, really.
Dead ham.
Yeah,
Dead ham.
right. Well, that's the best kind to eat, I think.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah. So, of course, that first tune, you've heard it many times here on Accordion. Oh, by the way, Michael chose all the music today, so if I make any mistakes, it's on him. It's
my fault.
Right. Autumn Leaves, the first tune we played, and of course 1944, it was a French tune, and came over from France, I guess.
I guess that was
and
where it was from.
they tried to translate it, and the translation came out as something like "dead trees," and they said,
is correct. That's what
that's not going to work.
No,
so they rewrote all new words and lyrics, and the tune we have today is "Autumn Leaves," and that's the way we play it. Well, that second tune, 1953 or so, a fellow named Errol Garner, great jazz piano player out of Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh, you wouldn't think with all the steel mills and everything, but they're pretty well known for a lot of the jazz players. And Errol Garner being one of those, and he wrote this tune called Misty, and it was strictly an instrumental at the time.
Right.
Then the aforementioned words and lyrics were added, and a 1958-59 young man named Johnny Mathis probably had the biggest hit of his career when he sang Misty. So we're going to let Michael take us into Misty and see what happens.
All right, that sounds good.
Misty.
Beautiful.
Oh, Ghana. Well, what we're going to do right now is kind of turn Michael loose on himself, and let him explain what he is going to do.
Well, thank you. As I mentioned before, one of the things I'm known for doing is these mashups, and I am asked, how do I come up with these ideas? And I imagine when you're playing, like when I play Misty, I oftentimes blend it into Autumn Leaves because they blend pretty nicely together. And then I move that into These Foolish Things, so they're all in that same key signature. So when I hear one song, I oftentimes hear another one. And this month of January, now that we're at the end of it, was Elvis celebration commemorating his birthday, January 8th.
Who is that?
His name was Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley, I don't think I've ever heard of him.
He was really big in the 50s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, he was down south, so you might not have spent a lot of time
yeah, I've been to his house. Yeah,
that Graceland place.
Yeah, Graceland.
Yeah. So in 1961, did you ever see the movie Blue Hawaii?
No, but I've heard about it.
You heard of it?
I think I know the tune you're going to play.
What am I going to play?
You're going to play Can't Help Falling in Love.
You got it. Bingo. And I attended a wedding, cousins of mine, last September, and their wedding processional was Can't Help Falling in Love. Now, I had never heard that before as a wedding processional.
Yeah.
I have played Pachelbel's Canon, which is... And I played that at many weddings, including my sister's wedding. And my father walked my sister down the aisle, and it's his favorite song. So whenever I play this, I think of my dad. And I had the idea of doing 2 wedding processionals. Can't Help Falling in Love will be the second one. The first one will be Pachelbel's Canon. I'm not saying Taco Bell. That is Pachelbel.
Yeah.
So for those in our live audience, I know that one of the individuals enjoyed classical music. Pachelbel, Pachelbel. 1600s, wrote this in the 1680s for Johann Sebastian Bach's eldest brother's wedding, and he wrote it for violin. But
and by the way, I wasn't there in 1600s.
No,
I mean,
no.
Almost.
Well, you may have been, but not in this form.
Right. Okay, let's hear what you
All
got
right,
there.
let's do it. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you
know,
very much.
at Graceland,
Yes.
of course, they have the obligatory souvenir store, and there's not one thing you can think of that they have not slapped Elvis's name or photo on.
Do they have one with an accordion?
No.
Okay.
Okay, you got me on that one. But believe it or not, bathroom toilet bowl scrubbers.
Oh, yeah?
You can get an Elvis one.
Oh.
So if you ever need one, you can drive to, of course, Graceland. We were there several times, and it's not in the nicest part of Memphis.
I went there once.
You
I don't
did,
remember.
yeah.
I don't remember the neighborhood. Maybe I tuned that out.
So last time we were there, they were starting a whole project to, make
Revitalize
it.
a little bit.
Revitalize.
Yeah.
That's the word. Words are my business, but business is slow. But
Anyway,
so our next tune, probably, want to talk about classics.
Yeah.
This tune, 1941. There was a little movie about a young girl and her little doggy, and the name of the movie obviously was The Wizard of Oz, and of course the song from The Wizard of Oz is Over the Rainbow.
Yeah.
And Over the Rainbow was selected as the greatest song of the 20th century.
That's right.
And it almost didn't get in the movie. The producers are come on, then nobody's got to believe a young lady standing in a cornfield singing a song like that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. So, want to take us into a little bit of Over the Rainbow, Michael? And let's see what happens.
All right, that sounds great. It would fit nicely with that Pachelbel's canon,
yes,
too.
Yes, yeah.
What's that last chord when you did that?
C major, so C ninth, major
See,
ninth.
that was, I hear that ninth that's in there.
Yeah.
I like that. Can you do that again?
But of course, the real cool chord is the sharp 11.
Ooh. Sharp 11. Is that what
I think, yeah. That's
Very
like
nice.
A good ending.
I was going to say that'd be good there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, well, enough chit-chat about that. We're going to turn Michael loose one more
Again?
time.
All right. Well, can I was going to do another piece by that Elvis fellow, just because it's Elvis month.
Oh, sure, why not?
But you mentioned, so this actually fits, so I didn't know you were going to talk about Graceland. So in the 1960s, Elvis invited the Beatles when they toured here.
Oh, that
they
I
went
did
to
not know.
Graceland. Yeah. And I think Elvis might have been a little bit jealous of the Beatles' success because even though you hadn't really heard of this Elvis fella in the 1950s, that was his heyday. And then he went off
Amazing what you can do with blues.
Yes.
Blues progression.
Yes. Well, Elvis went off to serve his country in Germany. He was there for 3 years, peace times. And when he came back, he was mostly doing movies like Can't Help Falling in Love. So the Beatles, on the other hand, were a huge success. Well, when after the Beatles broke up, John Lennon wrote Imagine. And it's a beautiful song. I always play it in the month of January for a new year and imagining a world where there's more peace and love. And so I'm going to play that, and then I turned it into an Elvis piece called I Want You, I Need You, I Love You. So this is imagining a world with more love in it. Does that sound like it'll work? All right. Thank you very much.
Speaking of Imagine, there's a gentleman here in the station. There's also a radio station here. His name is Paul Healy. And he does the 9 to noon talk show. And guess what his most favorite song is?
I don't know.
Imagine.
Get out. All right. So, well, there you go.
I guess the two great heads work together.
Wonderful.
Well, we're getting down towards the end of our time today. And
it goes fast here.
It sure does.
I'm not used to playing music on TV shows. In a different life, I used to do interviews for like in nutrition and stuff, but nothing like this. So thank you for the opportunity.
Well, no, okay. We got one more song to go.
Yeah.
We might squeeze a couple of choruses out of it, but let's see what happens. This song was originally written as a waltz.
Really?
1953 or so.
Like a...
Yep.
Oh.
Now, Coach Dave doesn't play waltzes.
I was going to say, well, even
silly,
Yeah.
But it was called "In Other Words."
Oh.
And it, was kind of popular. And some fellow named Frank
Sinatra?
Yeah, that's the
that
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, about 1964. He said, "Well, I'm not playing those silly waltzes. Let's change the name and let's do a little up tempo." And it's called "Fly Me to the Moon."
All right.
So let's see what we do with it. might just get one. Well, let's just play it. I'll do this.
You give me the big wave, and we'll cut it off. Yeah, because we've never played together. This is the first time, so we're just kind of winging it. So hopefully it's going well. So all right.
Sharp 11 chord.
All right.
Well, we're just about out of time here. Michael, I want to thank you very much for coming in and put me through my paces.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, we'll have to do. We come back and see us again.
Absolutely.
All right, all right. And of course, thank you all, folks, all for Let me try that again. Thank you all for watching, is what I'm trying to say, or listening, or however you get this show, be it on TV or YouTube, or it's all over the place. And and of course, big thank you to the big guy behind the glass, because if we sound good, it's him, and if we don't, was probably me. Not me, but the instrument. Something's wrong, So thanks to Austin Ricketts as usual, and of course our studio audience who sit through this show every week, and they haven't thrown anything yet, though, so I think
that's good.
Yeah, I think that's
you've got a good track record.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, and like I always say, is bring the young'uns in to hear this music, because they do not hear this music today. And there are not too many outlets where they can hear music like this. Yeah. Not because I'm playing it or Michael's playing it, because of the music itself. Like the saying, people say, oh, everything sounds so much better on vinyl. Well, duh, the music was better. Hello.
Very true.
But anyway, so we'll take it home with, I don't know, how about a little more Fly Me to the Moon? That'd be good.
Yeah, you got it. So we'll do that. And thank you again for having me.
That's quite all right.
All right.